Hi, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Dilip Kumar. Today in this video, let's talk about how to cut a stem from Moringa tree and how to plant these stem cuttings. About Moringa, we can keep talking about the health benefits about Moringa. That we'll talk in a separate video. And let us cut a Moringa stem. The stem should be about make sure before you cut these branch, it should be about 1 inch diameter. And after once you plant these cuttings, after about 20 to 25 days, 20-30 days, you get the buddings in this way. From these nodes, these are called as nodes. From these nodes you get buddings. Now let us choose a best right kind of stem to cut and plant these cuttings. You can see here there are two branches, and these are sub branches. Make sure while choosing a sub branch, it should not be too thick or too thin. It should be about around 1.5 inch dia. And if you can look at this stem, this is little bit thin, and the right one, we can say this is the right one, and this is the main stem part of this tree, Moringa tree. And while cutting the sub branch, make sure you leave about 1.5 feet from this main stem part, so that again it will from these nodes, from such a nodes, these are called as nodes. Again it will start, buddings will be emerging after some time. Otherwise it will, even if you cut too close to this main here, if you cut too close to the main branch, even this main branch, main stem itself, it may get dried up, and eventually it may die. So about giving leaving 2 to 3 nodes, or about 1.5 feet distance, you can cut it here. This is where you can cut from this branch. I can plant. This is how you have to cut in a single go, and make sure don't damage with that main tree. And also this stem cutting, this is how it looks once with a little bit effort. When you cut it, this is how it looks, it should be looking. Now we have cut first part, we have done perfectly well. Now let us come towards the where we are going to plant this tree. Actually this tree, it was there since it is there since about 32 years. And once due to heavy winds, the tree got fallen down, and again the sprouts emerged, and that's how now it is a small tree, we can see here. And about planting these cuttings, the main advantage of cutting this planting these stems is, like we get this same we get this same age of this its mother. That's how we get this thing. We can also plant seeds, moringa seeds, or even seedlings we can plant. But the more advantages here is we get this the same age of its mother tree we can get. And here, even in this plant, you can see flowers. So that means this is almost time for after some time it will give moringa it will grow in this stem, but we have to make sure these leaves, it will not again these first once you plant these stem, it will initially dry these leaves. So, after about once we plant, and again make sure this is stem pot, it should be about 1 inch dia, and this is one part you have to consider, and the length should be about 3 to 4 feet length, that is more sufficient. Now, let us cut this into two. So, with this machete, I cut into two pieces so that I can plant two moringa. In this way we can cut into two, and here again we got this one more stem here. Once make sure these one or these it shouldn't be the bark shouldn't be damaged. So, again we need to cut it here till here, so that the undamaged part goes inside the soil. Yes, now this is perfect. In this way we can plant, and from this stem we will plant. We will show you how to plant this stem. Now, make sure you loosen up the soil before you plant this, and make sure you added sufficient manure also, and also the area, you can make a small kind of area like about 1.5 feet to 1.5 feet, but here I made about 3.5 to 4 feet by 4 feet, because here we have a lot of weeds. Otherwise, if you plant it in 1 feet by 1 feet area, again these weeds will invade this area also. It will make it slow growth, or these weeds will consume all the manure what I put here for this, meant for this moringa plant. That is why, and also here I made a small boundary kind of thing, you can observe a trench kind of thing, because this is to avoid weeds. But again after 3 to 4 months I need to I will just loosen up the soil around this boundary. So, by thus I can always avoid or keep at bay these weeds. So, now make sure this is the main one stem we got, and this is about, this should be about 3 to 4 feet in length, and this is how it should be. And while you plant, you before that you make sure water should not log in that area. Because of that, if you have a water logging problem, then make sure you put enough sand, and it should be see 1/3 of the stem should go under the ground. That means about 1 feet 1.5 feet should go till here, it should go in the in the soil. You have to plant it, and then remaining part it should be above the ground level from here to upper side. So, after planting it will start budding. About 20 to 30 days we can see, we can observe the buddings will be emerging from this stem. This is about this, and let us once again loosen up or dig something, dig some soil here with this tool. It is already loose enough, so here not much work, and now we will plant here. This is how you have to plant, about 1.5 feet it should go under the ground. So, this is how we need to plant, and make sure these at least two buddings, two nodes, these are called as the nodes. From these nodes actually the buddings will emerge. At least one or two nodes should be under the ground. From there actually it will develop roots. If there are no nodes inside ground, it will not grow. It will eventually it will dry and it will die. This is how we have to make sure. And even we can also plant with root stackings, but from a single tree we get only one root stack, but here from a single tree we can get multiple branches, sub branches, we can get multiple cuttings, so that we can plant in many places. This is how, this is desi country variety of this moringa. This is how. And make sure you put soil here. You can make a small mount kind of thing, and make sure you press the soil around this stem with your, either with your hand or with your gently press the soil with your foot, so that this is how. After planting, put water every day, at least for about 30-35 days. Once it starts buddings emerges from this stem, then we can plant about once in a week or so. And this is how. And here, this is about rainy season in our area. Make sure these actually white grubs are not present in the soil, because these will consume, heat up the roots of this stem. The tender roots, it will be consumed by these white grubs, and eventually it will dry. We can upper above the ground level we can see it's going to dried up the leaves, the small buddings whatever emerges from these nodes, and it will die up, but we will not be knowing what is going on under the soil. But while loosening up the soil, you have to make sure these white grubs are not present in your soil for at least till this stem becomes about this tree becomes about 4 to 6 months old. After that it will have enough fruits, so that even these, some of these white grubs consumes roots also, then again the tree will regrow. The trees will, the root pot, it will be much stronger. That's how we have to make sure these white grubs are not present in here. You can leave it somewhere other area. That is how. And finally, this is one part is planting this stem. After that, what you have to do, you have to this is what we followed since our childhood. My father shown me, this is the way to plant. We collect cow dung. This is cow dung. We put cow dung here on upper part of this cut part, where this is due to for avoiding the moisture content evaporation, and also it will retain that moisture content in this stem part. That is why we take this little bit cow dung, and then we put it in such a way. This is once is enough, or this way you can do, or you can simply put a plastic cover and put a rubber or tape here, just to in summer it will not dry up that cut part above. this is about this much. And also make sure the manure you have to use not here in the ground, in the soil we have to use manure, not directly this cow dung, because cow dung takes about 90 to 120 days to completely become compost, like manure. During that 90 to 120 days there will be a lot of chemical reactions will be happening during that composting. At that time, what happens if you directly put the cow dung here, during that chemical reactions, the it releases some gases, and that it will kill the root system. Don't directly use the cow dung to as a manure. You use the cow dung after it becomes composting, after it become composting. Now let us put some water around. Every day putting some water is more sufficient. This is about planting moringa stem from moringa stem from uh, stem stem cutting. And thank you so much for watching our video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like our video. Thank you so much.